It's America's loneliness epidemic. She's been embroiled in a textbook romance scam.
Every time I send money, it's never enough.
I need you to help me. That is just 500. Why can't you help me?
I want to introduce you to the newest member of our Merritt Street media family. He was the host of The Bachelor, Chris Harrison. You've been immersed in the good, bad, and ugly of love.
There was a lot of ugly, yeah.
I thought there was no better place than to have you sit down with Lucy and really get her story.
She was taken advantage of by these people, and it was absolutely terrible.
So you're feeling sick?
So very sick, baby. I need some medication. I feel sick.
This is him in jail. Does that look like a jail picture to you? What's your greatest fear?
My greatest fear was to get blackmailed.
His greatest fear should be you being here. You're surrounded by people who do care about you and who will burn this son of a bitch to the ground. You have a sunburn, or are you always this hot? If the world were made out of chicken, you would be a hot wing. You must be made out of cheese because you're looking Gouda. No, these are not bad jokes. Well, actually they are, but these are also pickup lines from a Nigerian scam manual with 100 suggested pickup lines that are guaranteed to work every time to get an identified target talking. But online fraud is not a her, him, they, or them problem. It is an us problem. Now, these predators have the playbook. They've done the research, and they know exactly what is happening in this country that makes us, and in particular, our older citizens, ripe for exploitation. Now, what is that, you ask? It's America's loneliness epidemic. Now, in the 1950s, 9% of the population lived alone. Today, 28% of the population lives alone. That's a threefold increase. But why? I'll tell you why, because the American family is under attack. Any culture worth perpetuation does two things. They take care of the children and the elderly. These days, too much of our society is too busy trying to take care of everyone, so many more people have lost family and are really isolated and therefore disconnected, lonely, vulnerable, and more susceptible to poor health, early death, easy targets for these online scammers. Now, 67-year-old widow Lucy is one of those targets. For the last 5 months, she's been embroiled in a textbook romance scam, a scam that used every trick in this manual that we got a hold of. Now, before we meet Lucy, I want to introduce you to the newest member of our Merritt Street media family. He was the host of America's most beloved relationship show, The Bachelor, Chris Harrison.
Hello, sir.
Good to see you, man.
Good to see you.
Let's have a seat. Now, you're going to be seeing a whole lot more of Chris, not only on Dr. Phil Primetime, but all over this network. And tonight is the start of what I know is going to be a long and fruitful relationship. I'm so glad to have you here for the first time.
It's good to be here. And unbelievably happy to be a part of this family and to be a part of, more importantly, what you are doing and what this network is trying to achieve.
For almost 2 decades, you've been immersed in the good, bad, and ugly of love.
There was a lot of ugly, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought there was no better place than to have you sit down with Lucy and really get her story and find out what's going on, because loneliness is an epidemic in America.
In hosting the show that I hosted for almost 20 years, no matter where I went in the world, there is one thing that unites all of us, and that is our want and our need for love.
Let's just take a look at Chris meeting with Lucy and get a feel for who this is and what their conversation was.
Hi.
How are you? I'm Chris.
Hi, Chris.
Nice to
Lucy.
meet you.
You too.
I am so excited to kind of dive in and find out what's going on with you. Your husband passed away about 10 years ago.
He was just everything to me.
And you guys had kids, right?
Yeah. I have a son,
Yeah.
and I have a daughter that's in heaven.
Oh, God bless you guys.
Yeah. So I've been on alone.
How long did it take you to kind of get to the point where you were thinking, I may want someone in my life?
About 2 years ago. I started dating the guy that's online.
Tell me about him.
Complicated.
Yeah.
His name is Kane Robinson,
How old is he, by the way?
57. Don't you ask me my
He's-
age.
I would not. I'm a gentleman. I would never do that. Tell me about him.
He looked me up on Facebook and liked some of my photos. And he was in Syria as a doctor.
In Syria as a doctor? Mm-hmm. Okay.
He decided that since it was getting so bad, they were getting bombed all the time, and he wanted to come home to be with me. And I told him that I would help him.
So you've sent money.
It was just $4,000, and he was going to get to come home.
Right.
Then they said that it was going to be $18,500 because he was a doctor, and for his safety, he had to have a private jet.
Okay.
So my friend and I got the money together and sent it.
Okay. And then the goal was to get him out and get him home by Thanksgiving of 2023.
Right. And I was supposed to meet him in New Orleans at the airport Thanksgiving Day. He didn't show up. I get a phone call finally from him, and he was arrested in UK for having a bag of gold, a gun, and some little tiny explosive things. Between Thanksgiving and now, it's just been crazy.
That's a lot, though. It's a lot
Yeah.
to...
When he got to UK, the chief of police sent me saying that if you send me this kind of money, I will let the gold, everything just go away. He can just come home.
He was trying to transport $3 million in gold back home, and now that gold got confiscated when he got arrested.
Right. It seems like every time I send money, it's never enough.
Right.
There's always something. It's like I sent $21,000 for him to come home, and he didn't come home. We sent $60,000, the $4,000, and then the $18,500, and then I sent $21,000, and then I sent $6,000.
So over 100,000. And so right now, in your mind, Kane is sitting in a jail somewhere.
My fear is that I'll never talk to him again.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for having me.
I know this is tough, and you're really torn
Yeah.
because you're invested in this relationship.
Correct.
If you're handling your own books or have a bookkeeper, you're risking inaccuracies, missed deductions, and blind spots in cash flow. Financial Yield Solutions, Inc., known as FYSI, has a seasoned team of accounting professionals and attorneys that handle every journal entry, bank reconciliation, and month-end close. They deliver clear and timely financial reports so you can stay in control. Plus, their advanced tax avoidance strategies can help you capture every deduction before you file. You'll even get plugged into their network of industry leaders and referred partners for real-world growth opportunities. Set up your free consultation to learn how FYSI's experts will transform your books into a growth engine and accelerate your business to the next level. Act now to claim your free $5,000 business assessment. Available only for a limited time. Visit fysi.com/Dr. Phil and use promo code Dr. Phil or call 800-877-4000 today. Let's discuss preparedness because we know emergencies happen when we least expect them, but instead of just taking it, we can prepare. Let's discuss Jace Case, one of your most important preparation tools. With Jace Case, you'll have emergency prescription medications on hand right when you need them. Think about it. Ever been caught off guard? Whether it's a sudden illness or a travel hiccup, the right medications can make all the difference. Jay's case is designed to take that worry off your plate. So when a minor health issue pops up, it doesn't turn into a major problem. Don't let unforeseen circumstances derail your plans or your peace of mind. Live with confidence. Take charge with Jace today. Visit jace.com and use code PHIL for a discount on your order and get emergency antibiotics on hand for the moment you need them. That's JASE.com, code PHIL, PHIL. During Chris's meeting with Lucy, she called Kane and he didn't answer. After all, he's in jail. But he did call back almost immediately, and we were able to capture that. So let's give it a listen.
What would happen, do you think, if we called him right now?
I don't know.
I won't talk.
How you doing?
I don't do well. I told you I need some medication. I feel sick. I just got the last medication.
So you're feeling sick?
So very sick, baby. I don't have to tell you whatever's going on here, but it's not really well with me. I need you to help me.
And you can't wait till like Wednesday when I'm
Honey,
unflagged?
I just ask you for a simple one card. I'm not asking you to help me with the rest. I just need to get a medication and get help. I need strength. I'm so sick. Please, do I have to wait till that before I get medication? Is that what you want? Okay.
It's just that I would have more access to my funds.
You will have more access, but I just need one card and it's just 500. So why are you can't help me? Why can't you help me? Why are you doing this, honey? Please. I need help.
I know you do, and I'm gonna try.
Can you just do it for me now? Can you just go get it for me? I know you can. I'm not asking for too much. Please. I just need you to help me whenever you can, but right now I need the medication because I can't sleep at night. I feel a lot of pain. It's a whole lot of pain I deal with. I can't sleep at night. And they're gonna lock me back in there and I have to deal with it over again and don't know how long. I can't help it. They're just gonna come in one day and find me dead. And then they can send the photos to you. Maybe that's what you want.
No, that's not what I want.
Where are you right now?
I'm in a parking lot
At where?
at a grocery store.
Okay, would you help me get a card there, please? Just one, at least 500. I'm begging you because they're gonna put me back in there right now and I want to have access to you again. Maybe after whenever you call it, if there is someone there. It's difficult for me. They keep feeding me with whatever they want to and I need help. Please.
Okay.
Thank you, babe.
Okay.
I'm gonna call you back right now. Please pick up.
Okay, I will. That's why I don't call him or answer the phone. It tears my heart up.
I'm sorry.
Anyway,
As soon as we get done talking, you're going to go get another $500 card and send it to him?
I really don't want to, but I believe everything he says.
Yeah.
I mean, do you believe him?
I don't know him.
Right.
I can see how emotional it makes you.
It makes me so, because if he is innocent and I don't help him, it's like I would never forgive myself.
Yeah.
I mean, I know there's so many people say, it's a scam, it's fraud, they just want you for your money, but then when you talk to him and he makes you believe it.
We're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'm going to ask Chris a question, the answer to which may be one of the most important answers in your life right now. And then I got a question for you that may be one of the most important questions you've ever been asked right after the break. Well, I'm here with my good friend and Merritt Street Media's newest personality, Chris Harrison. Now, Chris sat down with Lucy to hear her story, and Lucy says she wants to know once and for all if her boyfriend, Kane, who says he is currently sick and being detained in a UK jail, is who he claims to be. Now, Chris, I said I had a question for you, the answer to which would be critical to Lucy. In evaluating the motives that you hear coming through on Cain's part, do you believe that he is treating her like someone you love genuinely could and should be treated?
Absolutely not. And I think Lucy will back me up here, it's one-sided. The power dynamic is completely out of whack. And not once in that conversation did he ask about you. How are you doing? He only asked about you as a means to an end, which was getting another card. And by the way, just to explain, the card are $500 cards that she's able to send over to the UK. That's one way they found after they froze her assets to get him money.
Where's he from?
He came from Miami, Florida.
He came from Miami. So
He
that's
lived
a
in
Florida
Miami.
accent.
No, that's what I said.
So you didn't hear any concern in his voice for her. You didn't hear him wanting to nurture her, care for her in any way.
Well, when you have expressed, even to Cain, that your assets have been frozen and that you're having trouble getting them, there was no remorse, there was no empathy. My gosh, Lucy, I'm so sorry I put you in this bind. You know, none of that before getting back to the focus, which is obtaining more money.
What do you know about yourself that makes you feel like you have to settle for a relationship defined by abuse?
Oh, I don't deserve it. I know I don't.
Well,
I
no,
know that.
based on results, you believe you
Yeah.
do. Did he or did he not threaten
Oh, yeah.
to
And then-
embarrass you
Yeah.
and send out pictures
Pictures.
that would humiliate you if you didn't pay him money?
And that's why I kept paying him money to shut him up.
Are you a victim of sextortion or are you in love? Those are two different things.
I don't think I'm in love anymore. I'm mad at him for doing that to me. And that was the thing. He kept saying that if I don't do this or do that, then they were going to send him to the Netherlands for trial.
Okay.
He hasn't left yet.
Well, but if he does, or if he gets sick and goes, God forbid, into a coma or worse, this is somebody that's blackmailing you. We don't wish bad things on anyone, but on the other hand, if I'm going to stop somebody from walking into traffic, he may be low on the list. Right?
Yeah.
What's your greatest fear?
My greatest fear was to get blackmailed and him sending my pictures to my son.
You know what his greatest fear should be? That all of a sudden you're surrounded by people who do care about you, who will stick up for you, who will fight for you,
Right.
and who will burn this son of a bitch to the ground.
Right.
Lucy isn't the only person sending Cain money. Someone else sent him almost $80,000. You won't believe who it is, but you're going to find out after the break. We are just getting into this. Struggling with sleepless nights and exhausting days? Well, Beam's Dream Powder can change that. Beam is proudly founded in America and run by people who value hard work, integrity, and delivering results. Beam's Dream Powder is a healthy nighttime blend packed with science-backed ingredients shown to improve sleep so you'll wake up ready for the day. Dream is made with a powerful blend of all natural ingredients: reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and melatonin. Plus, Beam is giving my listeners the ultimate Patriot discount of up to 40% off. Try their Dream Powder and get up to 40% off for a limited time. Go to shopbeam.com/Dr. Phil. That's shop, BEAM.com/Dr. Phil and use code Dr. Phil for up to 40% off. Sleep better, wake up stronger, and show up ready for your family, work, and country. Have you heard about the so-called silent tax? It could be the biggest threat to your savings in 2025. I'm talking about inflation, out-of-control prices, a shrinking dollar, and less buying power for hardworking people like you. I trust Preserve Gold to safeguard my accounts, and I urge you to do the same. They're the only precious metals company I recommend. What are you going to do to protect what's yours? Text Dr. Phil to 50505 to get your free Precious Metals Guide from Preserve Gold. With gold prices recently breaking records and analysts predicting this trend to continue through 2025, you cannot afford to wait. As a bonus, you can get up to $15,000 with a qualified purchase from Preserve Gold. So don't wait. Text Dr. Phil, that's DRPHIL, to 50505 today. We're talking about the loneliness epidemic and how being alone and older is the perfect recipe for exploitation by a scammer. Lucy says she can't even think about how much money she sent Kane in the last 5 months because it's painful when you look back at it. Now, Kathy is Lucy's best friend of 30 years. She says she has never seen Lucy so convinced of something, so convinced that Kathy even sent Kane $80,000 of her own money to support her friend.
Lucy and I have been friends for over 30 years. Lucy's been very sad and very depressed. Lucy has been through many tragedies. When her husband, John, passed away, she was devastated. She did not know what to do. He had taken care of everything financially, and she was totally lost. At first, I was very skeptical of Lucy's relationship with Kane. It was picture-perfect scam, but I have never seen Lucy so convinced with anything in her life. About 4 months ago, Lucy told me that Kane needed money, and so I decided I would help her. The first payment was for Kane to get a private jet to New Orleans. I felt that that was reasonable. It was $18,500. I sent a cashier's check. They demanded $80,000. Lucy said, I can't do it. And they said, well, we'll take $8,000 now, and then you can deliver the rest. So I came up with the $8,000. He didn't show up. Lucy was in a panic that he was gonna go to prison. She was so panicked. It just triggered something in me that I just had to help her. I hope that Kane is real because she was so happy. I have contributed over $75,000, and that does not include the taxes that I will have to pay. So it's been hard for me. I wanted to help Lucy because if she lost something that would make her happy, it'd break my heart if I knew that I could help her.
You really shipped off 80 grand?
Yes. I wanted to believe that Kane was a victim of fraud himself, and I do, but when I heard his voice and when I saw his texts, I'm going, this can't be the same person that she thought he was. But she was so convinced that he was going to be hurt and shipped off to prison and things like that. And I just felt, if I lose it, I lose it. Money doesn't mean as much to me as my friends do.
Well, Kathy, I agree. I mean, seeing a friendship like this is heartwarming, and it's important. It's one of the things we need in our lives. Unfortunately, when we rely on friends, usually it's that friend that needs to slap us upside the head because that's who we're going to listen to. But then there's that side of us, and you just said it, I wanted to believe.
I mean, do you really want to know the truth? Because if he's real, I'll get him out of the UK and get him here. I will.
I want to know one way or another.
Yeah, we're going to be right back and look at some evidence. Lucy's in a complex, I use the word relationship loosely because you've never actually met in person. right? But you've seen some pictures, maybe. Like you saw a picture of him in jail, right? Does that look like a jail picture to you?
You should have put the other one up.
Oh, there was another one? Mm-hmm. What did it look like?
Not like that.
There. Sorry.
Oh, wow, that looks real. I wonder if a guard took that or something. Okay, and then there are some text messages that we saw. They sent back to you. I do not have to embarrass posting your nude to the world. Your grandchildren will be hurt. Get the cards, 10, baby, and I can take all of this down, baby. I don't think English is his first language.
No.
You think? Mm-mm. And there are so many things wrong with this official document. This is Diplomatic Security Service, the United Nations Department of Peacekeeping Operations. There's no organization by that name. Mm-mm. We've looked at every registry known to man. They misspelled alleged. When you look through here, there are 3 different fonts in the same document. So this wasn't typed all at one time. They cut and pasted this to build it. And then there's another document. They didn't even capitalize the first word in this official document. And this is to fly from Syria to the United States, right? Mm-hmm. I actually did some checking. Mm-hmm. And if you took an ultra-long heavy jet from Syria to the United States, it would be about $400,000. Now, if they wanted to do that for $30,000, that would be great.
Yeah.
But that would barely get you out of Syria. It's all false.
Right.
The time has come for you to finally find out if Cain is your forever man or a forever fiend. I'm going to give you some absolutely undeniable evidence right after the break. Well, I'm here with my good friend and Merritt Street Media's newest personality, Chris Harrison. Now, Chris sat down with Lucy to hear her story, and Lucy wants to know once and for all if her boyfriend, Cain, who she says is currently sick and being detained in a UK jail, is who he claims to be. Well, we did some investigating, and we finally got to the undeniable truth. Now, Lucy, this is a picture of your Cain, correct? Mm-hmm. The man in that picture is here. And I'm sorry to tell you this, Lucy, his name isn't Cain. His name is Dr. Steve G. Jones. And he's a hypnotherapist living in the United States. Dr. Jones, please join us. How are you, sir? How you doing?
Good to see you.
Hi.
Hello, everybody.
Thank you for taking time out of your life to come here to help this very nice and deserving lady. Your identity was stolen.
Yes, sir.
You've seen it in that picture. Do you remember that picture at all?
Yes.
Where was it taken?
That picture was taken in a Ford car that I had rented on one of my trips to Las Vegas in about 2011, I'd say.
Still looks like you.
Oh, thank you.
So how does it feel to see Cain in the flesh?
I knew it wasn't him.
Uh-huh. Is this the first time that your picture has been stolen?
No, it's been done thousands of times, unfortunately. There have been many victims, and I'm very sorry to hear about that. And that's just what they do. And it's been going on for a long time.
So does it make you wonder who is behind it? If it's not him, who is behind that picture?
Right. That's what I want to know. Because when I'm talking to him, when we're Skyping, it's him. And how did they do that?
Oh, it's a deep fake. These are, let me tell you, there are ads out there right now of me selling products that I've never even heard of. and it's me talking. Have y'all seen some of those?
Yeah.
It's actually me talking. It's AI technology, and it's called a deepfake. You're seeing an image with a voice, but there's nobody there really. It is all a computer-generated image.
So they're very good at what they do. And if you're circling this from 30,000 feet and you're sitting here with Dr. Phil, it's very easy to dissect. But
Right.
when you're living it day in and day out,
Right.
it's confusing.
It
It's
is.
very confusing.
Especially when you're talking to them and it seems like it's the person that's actually talking.
And they're
I'm
actually
FaceTiming you.
responding to you,
Right.
to what you're saying in real
Exactly.
time.
It's crazy.
Do you believe what I'm telling you here? 100%?
Oh, yeah.
You deserve so much better. Next, a woman who was scammed, not once, but twice within 3 months. We'll add her to this conversation. That's next. Today, we're talking about loneliness and how a certain group of Americans are not only more alone than in decades past, they are now prey to more modern day perils, such as romance scams. Now, sadly, Lucy isn't alone in looking to find love later in life. Alicia thought she had met the man of her dreams. They even set a wedding date. Now, Alicia eventually caught on to the fact that she was being scammed, but sadly for her, fell for another online scam just 3 months later. Take a look.
I was married 3 times. I have 5 children, and they all live in 5 different states. I am very lonely all the time. About a year ago on Facebook, I was requested to be friends with a man. His name was John Koloski. He told me he was a 4-star general in the Army, and he was based overseas in Syria. We talked for 6 months. In 3 marriages, I've never felt what this gentleman gave me. 3 months into our relationship, he asked me if I would marry him, and I said yes. And he kept saying, I've got to get my portfolio through customs, and it's going to cost me $1,500. I sent him the $1,500. He came back and he says, now they want $5,000. But I sent him another $5,000. And then he came back and says they want $40,000. I said, I don't have it. And so he says, we'll send you a check for $95,000. And I was to put that in my bank and send him $40,000. I went back to the bank and they told me that it was fraud. And I fell apart in the bank in front of everyone because I hurt so bad. And about a month later is when I received an email from my cousin. And she says, there's this lawyer, his name is Vincent Smith, and he does government grants. So he says, no, you qualified for $300,000. And he kept telling me, I am legitimate. This Smith guy, he wanted me to send him $6,000. And so I emptied out my savings. Then I needed more money, so he says, well, go to the bank and get a loan. So I went and got 2 bank loans. Between the money that Smith wanted and my 2 bank loans, I ended up sending him $17,000 that I didn't have. I've got 22 great-grandkids, and I couldn't send them a dime for Christmas. It's very heartbreaking. Between the 2 scams, I was out almost $30,000 of my money.
Well, Alicia, I'm glad to meet you, and I hate to hear this. You lost your entire life savings, correct?
Yes.
That is absolutely heartbreaking. Tell me how things are for you now at this point.
I had to take a second mortgage on my home, and I'm able to pay my mortgage on my house and pay that. I rent out my basement apartment, and with that money, I'm able to make the bank loan and pay them. And it's $13,000 on my bank that I owe. You know, I sent him the money, and now I'm paying for it again. And the people at my church, they helped me. And the police department and the detective that was working with me helped me. They brought me Thanksgiving dinner because I couldn't afford it. And the people at church helped me so I could do Christmas for my children and my grandchildren and my great-grandchildren, because I didn't have any money to give them. So right now, I'm doing okay. I just don't have any extra money to do anything else. And so this is the first trip I've taken in years. Thank you.
Well, I'm glad it was here.
Me too.
I really am. Has the trip been good?
It's been wonderful. I've been pampered, and the hotel was so generous with me, and your crew. I love them all, and they all give me hugs, and I love that.
Well, they all
make me
love
feel
you.
good.
Everybody said the same thing about you. They're just so proud to have you here and to get to spend time with you. And, you know, Chris, we've been talking about it, and these people that do this are just cold-blooded, psychopathic animals.
They are.
There's no other way to describe them.
But it's incredibly calculated. That's the other thing. It's, you know, they're not without thought. They're unbelievably calculated in how they do this, which makes it even sicker.
And there are definite red flags that tell you that you're being targeted for a scam like this. And number one, communications are poorly written and don't make sense. They send official documents proving the plight, and those documents don't stand up to scrutiny. They immediately claim they need money, excuses why they can't meet in person. Next, we're going to meet an expert who says online scams are becoming more dangerous and even more sophisticated. We'll be right back. Well, joining us now is Steve Benton with Dallas Senior Center. And my question is just how typical are these scams?
Well, Phil, we've been doing this for 10 years, and our files are stuffed with romance scams. Those are the most devastating of them all because, as you mentioned earlier, it's not just you lose money and you're defrauded, but you're emotionally involved. And you're devastated at the end. So it is a tsunami, if you want to call it that, an epidemic. And the AI and everything's making it more sophisticated every day.
And this is going to get worse, not better, right?
Yeah. The 65 plus demographic is the fastest demographic because the baby boomers, you know, you always hear 10,000 a day. It's actually the peak right now, 11 to 12,000 a day, turning 65. So by the end of that next decade, we're going to be 1 out of every 5 people is over 65. So the baby boomers and above have all the money, 70% of the assets in this country. At the same time, their cognitive abilities are going down and their ability to discern, and they're getting technologically left behind. So it's just the perfect storm.
What are the 2 or 3 things you would warn people about that says, run from this, don't respond?
Facebook, that's where a lot of it starts. So that's one of the entry ways. So you've got to really be careful with your responses on Facebook. You know, when I do presentations, we have the old, middle school cheer. When I say this, you say that. And when I say gift card, you say scam. And I make the seniors yell that out because anytime you're asked for a gift card, it is a scam automatically. And so you can just cut it off very early. And, but, you know, the romance scams are devastating. You know, we used to say, well, it's only puppy love, but it's real to the puppy. And this is real romance, and I really feel for you, Lucy. I've got hundreds of cases like this, and from all age groups, and the really sad ones are the ones that are financially struggling, and they've lost all their money, and they're just living day to day. And they still take the calls and still have a relationship, hoping that it really is real.
And you have to cut off all communications. You need to meet somebody in the flesh that you can that you can talk to and let them earn the right to spend some time with you. Don't let them take your power away is all I'm saying. Chris came back and said, this is such a smart woman. You know, this is not a matter of intelligence, just a matter of a very sophisticated technology. because you're actually talking to them. You said, how could it not be them?
Exactly.
But it is sophisticated. We'll work on this some more, right, Chris?
Absolutely. This is why I'm here at Merritt Street, and this is the first of many great stories that we're going to get to the bottom of, for sure.
You bet. Isn't it great to have Chris Harrison here? All right. I want to thank all of my guests for being here today. I also want to thank you at home for watching. My new book, We've Got Issues, How All Americans Can Stand Strong for Our Country's Soul and Sanity, is on sale now everywhere books are sold. And I believe this is the most important book I've ever written, because I think this country is in crisis and the American family is under attack, and it's time we come together and push back. We're just getting started. I want all of you to join me on this journey. Thank you for being here tonight.
With so many options, why choose Arizona State University?
For me, the only online option was ASU because of the quality. Their faculty was really involved with their students and care about your personal journey. The dedication to my personal development from my professors, that's been extremely valuable to me.
Earn your degree from the nation's most innovative university. Online. That's a degree better. Explore more than 300 undergraduate, graduate, and certificate programs at asuonline.asu.edu.